Reading from an autocue, I suppose, is difficult, and getting that sense of energy out of something which is repetitive and second-rate, and second-hand, of course, quite often written by other people. It's tough. Thatcher did it very early on in her career as Prime Minister, and I think the first time she used an autocue was for the conference speech, the U-turn if you want to speech. I remember that speech vividly. It started off with a with hecklers in the audience who were removed, and she dealt with it brilliantly. She said, "Oh, they probably wanted to come in out of the rain. It's very wet outside," she said. And then she went on, "I've been learning from experience that we're coming slowly, painfully, to an autumn of understanding, and I hope it will be followed by a winter of common sense." That's after the winter of discontent. A brilliant summary of what had been happening at the time. And she said, "And we shall not be diverted from our course. To those waiting with bated breath for that favourite media catchphrase, the U-turn, I have only one thing to say. U-turn if you want to. The lady is not for turning." And rapturous applause. Of course, the point was that she got her lines wrong, because the person who had written that rather brilliant speech was making a reference to a play by a man called Fry, and the play was called The Lady's Not for Burning. And the line should have been delivered, "The lady's not for turning." But she put the emphasis on the verb, so turning the apostrophe S into a full verb, is. It was a mistake, but it was delivered with so much confidence that that is what we remember. Those are the lines that we remember. The lady is not for turning. And in fact, the play by Fry has been all but forgotten. And in a way, that brilliant performance is a thing that will go down in history about Thatcher. This person who was not a performer, who was turned into a performer by Gordon Rees, who became an expert with the autocue. And she could teach a thing or two to Priti Patel, who was unveiling her leadership bid this morning with such hesitation and such maladroit performance skill, or lack of skill, hesitation, misdirection, and at the same time the attempt to look confident. And not a single line in her speech was remotely memorable. Let's have a look at how she hashes this up now.
Up criminals after spending years in Parliament. What I